Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of Midlife Crisis. I'm your host, Leo. Now, this is a quick impromptu little video I want to just put out there, okay? It's about pool maintenance and pool simplicity, okay? So I'm going to talk real quick, real simple about some stuff, okay? If you have an above ground pool, there are three different kinds of filters you can have. You can have a sand filter, you can have a cartridge filter, or you can have a DE filter, which is a dehydrogenated earth. It's like a white powdery substance. It's kind of gross. And that's my idea. I mean, maybe you like white powdery substances. Hey, I don't know. But listen, all right? The reason there's three different kinds is for three different kinds of applications. It depends what you're going to do and how you want to handle your pool maintenance. I did some research, and I came up with the fact that I wanted a sand filter because I'm lazy. I don't want to spend all my time cleaning the pool. I mean, really, I don't. So let's talk real quick about the three different filters, all right? DE will get you the cleanest water, okay? The dehydrogenated earth, that white powder stuff. Here's the problem, okay? So it will, per particle of water, it's going to get it the cleanest to the most microscopic thing. Now, it doesn't mean the others suck, okay? They don't. It's a fact that the way it works, it's, the pump sucks the water out of the pool, shoves it into the filter, pushes it through the filter, and out the pool, into the pool. That's all three of them. That's what the pump does. The filter is what changes. So all the pools are going to have a pump, okay? So, look, let's talk real simple here, guys. You ready? Wide mouth skimmer. There'll be a basket in here to catch the bigger debris so it doesn't go into your pump. All your pools are going to have this. You might have a regular skimmer or a wide mouth skimmer. It just means that the opening on the inside of the pool is just wider, but it goes into the same outlet here. So all it is this little flare piece changes. Mine's a wide mouth. If you have a regular skimmer, it'll be the size of this piece here. That's all. Okay? Then it will all go into a pump. Okay, right here, this pump. That pump has its own filter, okay? It's just a basket to catch more debris that the first basket didn't catch. Then it shoves it all into your filter. Okay, so that's the pump. Here's the filter itself. This one's a sand filter. Mine's a big sand filter. Holds 250, 260 pounds of sand, okay? Most of them are a little smaller. The reason I went with sand is sand gets it the least clean per particle of water, okay? The cartridge filter does an in-between, and they're very easy to maintain. The cartridge filters, if you stay on it, if you monitor your pressure on your pump and filter, you'll see it's very, very easy. The cartridge filter, you just have two cartridges, okay? What you do is you have one in the filter, and then you have a clean backup. When you need to change it, you just take out the dirty filter, put in the new filter, and your pool's back up and running. And then you go ahead, you spray some chemical cleaner on the dirty cartridge, hose it off, clean it up, let it dry, and it's ready for next time. And that's your new clean cartridge for when the cartridge you just put in the filter needs to be changed out. And you do that, once every few weeks, once a month, depending on how dirty in your area your pool gets. The sand filter is much more forgiving, because all these filters, if the pressure runs too high, if the filter gets too dirty, it'll drive up the pressure, so it'll force the pump to work harder, right? And you can burn out the motor in your pump. And a pump is north of $400, so you don't want to do that. The sand filter is more forgiving. It just won't clean as well, but it'll still force the water through, and it won't burn out your pump if you forget to clean. Okay, the sand filter, you do a thing called a backwash, then a rinse, then you go back to regular filtration, and you're all set. Now, you do that once a week, roughly. Once every 2 weeks, depends on how dirty your stuff gets. The DE and the cartridge filter, if they get too dirty, if you don't monitor the pressure on the pressure gauge, which is right here, this is my pressure gauge, okay? There's a little start and a finish arrow, and the knob can change. So when you have a clean filter, you put the start arrow to go with the needle with the pump running, and then as it gets to the need to clean arrow, you need to clean your filter. If you're not going to monitor it, and you don't want to burn out your pump, you get a sand filter. And that's what I did, because I didn't want to risk burning out my filter, okay? My pump, I mean. So that's why. Now, like I said before, all 3 filters will get your pool clean. And I mean clean, folks. Look, my pool is crystal clean, okay? I work really hard to make it clean. Okay, I take pride in how clean my pool is. I run my robot every day in the morning. I just throw it in, press the start button, and it does its thing. Okay, I have an electric robot, attached to a wire for above ground pools. I don't have the one that runs off of the filter. Okay, that way I'm not putting dirt into the filter. I'm taking just dirt out of the pool. And then I empty the baskets once a day, maybe once every 2 days, on the wide mouth skimmer. On the pool pump filter, I empty that basket out, once a week, because it obviously doesn't get as much, because the first basket in the wide mouth skimmer catches everything. So that's really the 3 filters, the 3 different kinds of filters that you can have for your pool. Now, how easy am I doing this? Folks, I just tested my water. I got these little test strips. Got to have the little test strips. You dunk it in the water, you hold it there for 15 seconds, take it out, don't shake it so that one chemical doesn't go into the other, because each little cube has a little chemical on it. And then you just match it up to the graph, and it'll tell you if you're a little low or a little high on chlorine, alkalinity, pH, calcium. And then you gotta do something to get it out. You know what I mean? All I do, I empty the baskets in the wide mouth skimmer every day. I run the robot every day. And that takes all of 2 minutes to do. Okay, I just take out the basket, flip it upside down, whack it a few times against the side of the pool, let the bug get out, put it back in done. The robot, I just throw it in the water, hit run. When the kids are ready to go play in the pool, one of them just pulls it out of the pool. You just grab the cable, pull it out, done. All I'm doing is once a week throwing in shock, okay? Pool shock. Now you have the powder one that you can grab a big bucket, put some pool water in it, put the shock powder in it, mix it up, pour it into the pool, and done. That's it. And they're pretty inexpensive. Or you do what I do, the lazy man's route, and just get the liquid shit, okay? Because I said I'm lazy. All I do is once a week, I test the water, make sure that the chlorine is okay or a little low, not above, and I throw one of these in once a week. That's it. Once a week throughout the summer, and my chlorine stays pretty good. Now, I do have a floating bob that, I don't know if you can see it, it's right there, okay? That holds like 5 hockey pucks of solid white chalk-looking chlorine, and you just put it in there, you twist a little opening on the bottom, and it just floats around, and it keeps the pool chlorinated a little bit, and you still need the shock, guys, okay? So I tested my water, and this week, all I need is 1 gallon of shock and a little bit of calcium. I don't need pH, I don't need alkalinity, everything else is good. That's how simple it is for me to maintain my pool. I do that once a week. I only test my water once a week. If it rains, you might have to add more alkalinity and more pH increaser. But other than that, you don't need much. Now, if you have a chlorinated pool, I'm going to tell you right now the chemicals you need. Okay? Now, you can get any brand you want from anywhere you want. I like to get it from Ocean State Job Lot. It's just around my area. That seems to be the little bit cheaper place to get it. But let me tell you, shock. Okay? Whether it's the bags of powder that you're comfortable mixing, and when you pour that stuff back in, make sure you have on a shirt you don't mind destroying, because it will splash. And I ruined plenty of shirts because I started off with that stuff. Or the liquid like I have, where you can just put the bottle right next to it and control the pour, and I don't splash, so I can wear my nice polos that I like to wear. All right? So you'll need shock, which is chlorine. You'll need chlorinated tablets, okay, the big hockey pucks. They come in like a tub. And you'll need a bobber, which is like this little float that just floats around the pool and has those pucks in it. You'll need pH increaser, And in case you screw up and put too much pH, or you have very acidic rain or whatnot, you want to put pH decreaser. You want to own that as well. And then you need calcium and alkalinity. That's it. So shock, pH increaser, pH decreaser, calcium, alkalinity, and those hockey pucks, right, for the bobber. That's all you need for chemicals for a pool. If you have a salt pool, you don't need any of those. That's a whole different story. I'll let somebody with a salt pool tell you. You definitely ain't going to use chlorine, so you won't need the hockey pucks. You won't need the pool shock because that's chlorine based and you have a salt pool. So that's a totally different thing. I'm not even going to pretend I know. Don't ask me about salt pools. I don't know. Okay, my uncle owns one. My wife and daughters, they don't like it because after they shave their legs and they go in to his pool, it gets itchy. They don't like it. They don't like swimming in the ocean. So I got a chlorinated pool. It is what it is. I heard that saltwater pools are good for you and that they're easier to maintain. I don't know. You're going to have to look into that. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to dump this gallon of shock in. And I'm going to show you how easy it is, folks, okay? Look, gallon of shock. Look at this. See? You just pour it in nice and easy. You keep it down low. It doesn't splash. Okay, here, let's get a little further so you can see us both. And that's all I do. Okay? I let it all out. I put it right in front of the inlet where the water comes back into the pool, so it's like a shooting stream. What it does is it helps circulate the chlorine, okay? So, see? All done. That's all it took. Okay? And then you got the calcium I need to put in. So, hey, I'm going to try. There we go. I was able to open it one-handed. And calcium, it's just flakes. I don't know if you can really see that. It's just flakes. Okay? Again, we just put it right over, right there. And you're wondering, well, how much do you put in, Leo? I guess. You want to do measurements and calculate based on the gallons of water you have, and I'm sure there's a lot of pool tech out there. They're going to tell you, hey, you know, you're doing it wrong. You got to measure. It's got to be exact. No, it doesn't. If you don't have enough calcium in your water, you think your kids are going to get sick? No. The key is don't put a lot. You see how I just put some? This pool has over 10,000 gallons of water. It's 15 feet wide by 30 feet long, and it's 54-inch tall walls. Okay? You figure you take out, 6 to 8 inches on the side of the wall from the 54 to the water line, because you don't fill it all the way to the top water line. I got what, 3.5 feet-ish, almost 4 feet. So that's it. That's all there's to it. Okay? I just go by feel on the chemicals. I make sure I don't put too much. I'd rather be under. I'd rather have less pH. I'd rather have less calcium, less chlorine, so I'm not destroying people's bathing suits, burning their eyes. Okay, I understand in a public pool, they're going to up these to protect all the people from, anybody that might go in that might not be as hygienically clean as others. But this is my private pool. You have a private pool, A pool tech's not going to look at this video to learn how to do his job or her job. No. They got their own form of doing things, and that's fine. I mean, they're pool techs. But if you're a homeowner and you got a private pool, the most common size pool in America is 15 feet wide by 30 feet long and about 4 feet deep, which is what I got. I got the most basic, most common pool, guys. All right, nothing special. It's a nice pool. I mean, it's the most common, most popular pool for a reason. But this will help you in figuring out what you need to do if you want, what kind of filter you want. Honestly, if I had to go at it again, would I bought a cartridge filter? Probably, because I didn't realize I was going to be over this pool and watching it so much. I turned out I really take pride in my pool, and so I didn't know that's how I was going to be. So I would have done a cartridge filter. The sand filter, you only need to replace the sand once every 5 years. Some places will tell you every 3 years, but that's because they're trying to play it safe, especially if you go to a pool store. A pool store is going to tell you every 3 years because it helps their bottom line, okay? But my buddy owns a pool tech company, okay, where they come out and they clean commercial pools, right, at like condo complexes and stuff. And he told me, he's like, every 5 years and you're fine. I've had this pool since 2020. It's 2024, so this is going to be my 4th year. So I have 1 more year I could go before having to change the sand, but maybe next year I'll have my buddy come out and I'll pay him, because it is his business and I insist on paying him. He'll probably not want to charge me. I've gone over to his business and he's like, "Here, take this algicide to help clean your pool when you open it." He wouldn't take any of my money, but if he comes to my house to do actual labor, you better believe I'm gonna pay him. It's just, I don't like people wasting their time. I don't want favors. Favors are expensive, folks, okay? Let me tell you something. The reason I do everything myself and I try not to ask people for anything is because favors ends up costing you more in the long run, okay? Somebody does one little favor for you and now you owe them and you have no idea when they're gonna collect or how. All right? So try to do things yourself. You can do it. Remember, guys, I'm not special. I'm not unique. No matter what my mommy told me, I'm not. Okay? And I know this. So realize this. I'm here because I do what I do to try to make things better for my family. You're watching this video because you want to do the same thing. You want to make a better living for yourself, for your family, and you don't want to pay somebody else to do it. Okay? You want to do it yourself, so you learn, you grow, you make yourself better, and you're happy about the outcome, okay? And it helps your dollar go further. I'm proud of you guys. Keep doing it. Don't be scared. You can do this. Till next time, hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment below, and be kind.